think he is involved with that group? Right?
No, certainly not.
Okay, so then what are we talking about?
Well, politically expediency is.
Well, maybe he's worked 20 hours a day for 8 months. Maybe he had a momentary lapse. I don't know what.
Well, we certainly want to allow everybody some slack.
He's disavowed it 42 times, and here's what I find insulting: the media has spent the last 2 days talking nonstop about it like it's a story. We all know it's not a story, so why are we bothering with it?
Well, let me ask you something, Mike. When you hear that name and you think of white sheets and everything else, you have to act accordingly. But
but there's no end there. There's no there. Unless you really believe, and like I said, if somebody believes there's a link, provide the link, and he's out of the race tonight. So provide the link, and we all know this. We all know that Donald Trump, who we've watched up here, and I know, and we've watched for 35 or 40 years here, doesn't have any link to any white supremacist groups.
He certainly doesn't, but you figure a guy who's supposed to be so bright,
he had a moment, but he's had 8 months of being on the air 20 hours a day. He had a 2-second lapse. He disavowed it 45 times since then. I mean, how many times till we get past it?
I got you. And by the way, Cespedes, Mike, is a little bit of a jerk, and I know I'm maybe out of line by saying that, but
well, you're out of line from this standpoint. He shows up and plays all the time. And, I mean, is he a jerk because he drives a souped-up...
No, not necessarily, but you heard Eddie's voice when you asked him about it. You heard his tone. He kind of recognizes that the focus shouldn't be on these stupid automobiles every day.
Well, listen, they don't have to write about it, He can drive the automobile there. They don't have to make it a front page, a back page story every day.
Right, but Mike, he's eating it up with a knife and fork, and Eddie's reporting right there, and he knows that you can't believe that a guy like David Wright, who drives a pickup truck that can drive any car that he wants, would do something like that. Why does
Harvey's driving a Maserati? How come we don't report that?
I just can't stand the sycophant fans really into these people who flaunt their wealth in front of us when it comes down to it, and we pay any amount of money.
Well, what did he do? Ralph, he drove his car to work. I mean, he drove his car
to drive his car to work.
What did he do?
I mean, he drove a different stupid automobile every single day to draw attention.
So wait a second. If the media didn't report it, how would we know he did it?
Shouldn't it be about baseball?
Well, wait a second. Ralph, if the media didn't report it, how would we know he did it?
Well, the media eats it up.
Well, you got to blame the conduit here, Ralph. You can't blame him and say he put it in front of all the fans. We're all up here. He drove it to Port St. Lucie to the parking lot there. If he didn't report it, I wouldn't even know what kind of car he had. I'll tell you right now. They wrote about his cars all last week. I don't even remember what kind of car he had. I remember he had a Jeep that had some fancy stitching around the steering wheel. That's all I remember. I could care less what kind of car he drives. I don't even know what kind of car man Harvey drives, nor do I care. I don't care what do I care what they drive? What do I care where they live? They're going to live well. The guy's making $25 million. If you were making $25 million, you're going to live well. That's the bottom line. Nobody's driving a second-hand car to work when they're making $25 million a year. It's not happening. You don't have to drive a Lamborghini, but you know what? You're going to drive a nice car. Who cares?